Hello and happy Thursday, everyone, or as my sister and I like to call it, Friday Eve. Just gets us a little more excited for the upcoming weekend. So I hope that you guys are looking forward to the weekend as well. So today I wanted to share another one of my absolute favorite recipes. It's something that I make regularly in my meal rotation, so probably once every 2 to 3 weeks. And I've posted the link for the recipe in the comments in the description of the event for this post. So please check it out. It is super, super simple. My goal with these lives where I'm sharing recipes is to show you that joint-friendly eating is delicious and it's also really, really simple. I know that when we're trying new recipes and we're adjusting our diet for our health, it can be a bit challenging because, we get in habits, we get into routines, we're used to cooking what we're normally cooking. And there's a lot of things that we like that maybe we know aren't best for us and that we're going to have to replace with other things. So this Korean beef recipe is one of my absolute favorites that I wanted to share with you because I think it is a crowd pleaser. I believe that if you have young kids, they are going to like it as well. It's super simple to make and the ingredients are really simple as well. But I'm going to talk about the different ingredients that are in it. So some of the replacements that we're using to make it joint friendly, instead of regular soy sauce, which is full of gluten and unhealthy versions of salt, and also soy, which is a common allergen and is also a very common food sensitivity for many people. And it is one of the things that we remove in the elimination portion of my program because so many of us are sensitive to it and we just don't know it. So we are removing the soy sauce and we're replacing it with something called coconut aminos. So I had never heard about coconut aminos before until a few years ago. And what they are is they taste just like soy sauce. I'd say slightly less salty. And they are an amazing replacement for soy sauce. So it is actually made from fermented coconut. It does not taste like coconut at all. Don't worry, it tastes just like soy sauce. So we're going to use that instead of soy sauce. And instead of putting tons of brown sugar in the recipe, which is one of the things that makes Korean beef delicious, we're going to use a bit of coconut sugar. So coconut sugar is a wonderful replacement. It's a natural sweetener. It is lower glycemic, which means that it's not going to skyrocket your blood sugar levels like a regular white sugar or regular brown sugar. So those refined sugars are really, really hard on our body. They make our pancreas work really hard to produce extra insulin. And insulin, it causes inflammation if we are producing too much of it. So if we're eating too much sugar, it's just not good for us in general. It causes inflammation. Inflammation leads to pain. And if you are pre-diabetic or diabetic, of course, you're going to be wanting to keep your sugar consumption low. So a little bit of coconut sugar goes a long way. There's a really rich, warm flavor in this recipe, and you get a lot of flavor for just a little bit of an amount. Now, one of the other things that I do with this recipe is I make a lot. So I make 3 pounds of beef at a time. And the reason I do this is because I want to be able to eat it for at least 4 meals that week. So I like to alternate my lunch and dinner recipes. So I'll have, let's say, chicken and vegetables for lunch and then beef and vegetables for supper as an example. So I'm not eating the same thing for lunch and supper every single day because that gets super boring. But I keep it simple by alternating those 2 different meals. It also freezes amazingly well. So what I do is I just either put it into single portion sizes, or you can just put it in a larger container and put half the batch in the freezer for the following week. So then you can just take it out a day ahead, thaw it in the fridge. It's good to go. You don't have to worry about cooking dinner that night, except maybe making a salad and some veggies. Now, another thing you're going to see in the photo for this live is I have roasted cabbage and I have roasted broccoli to accompany my Korean beef. So another thing that is super delicious is rice cauliflower. You can get large packages of this from Costco, and all you have to do, I think you don't have to add the onion, but I think it adds such a delicious flavor, is you're going to saute some onion in a pan with some avocado oil. I use avocado oil because it has a high smoke point. It does well with high heat. And then you're going to just add the frozen rice cauliflower. It cooks up beautifully in a large skillet. It doesn't take very long at all for it to cook through. Korean beef goes amazingly well with it. But I also like to eat it with any kind of roasted vegetables. So my top 3 favorites are roasted broccoli, roasted cabbage, and roasted cauliflower that's just cut into florets. And all I do is just toss those veggies in some avocado oil, and then I put it on parchment lined cookie sheets or jelly roll pans, wherever you're from. I know they have different names. So basically a large sheet pan with sides. And I roast those in the oven for, depending on the vegetable, cabbage sometimes takes about 25 minutes to 30 minutes. Broccoli usually takes about 23 minutes at 375. Cauliflower takes usually about 25 minutes. So I make like 2 to 3 pans of roasted vegetables at a time. If you are a person that does not like vegetables, or you've told yourself you don't like vegetables, it's likely because they were cooked for you in a way that tasted terrible when you were growing up. So if you're used to over-steamed, mushy vegetables, overcooked vegetables, or vegetables that were like drowning in a terrible sauce, then trust me, you need to try roasted vegetables. It's going to change your life. It makes every vegetable taste so much better, especially if you're someone who just does not like raw vegetables. Like myself, I'm not really a raw vegetable fan. Salad here and there, sure. Sorry guys, my cat Rocky is making a cameo today in the live. He does not like a closed door. He likes to be in the office with me. So hope I have some cat lovers out there. So back to the recipe. Yes, if you are not a veggie lover, please try some roasted veggies. Give that a try. They just taste great. They're so much better than overly steamed vegetables. If you know how to lightly steam vegetables and you can add a few seasonings that you really like, go for it. Eat vegetables in whichever way they come. So another thing about this recipe is that I am using grass-fed, grass-finished ground beef. Now, the reason why I really encourage you and my clients to use grass-fed and grass-finished beef is that it contains so many more omega-3 fatty acids than the commercially raised beef. And commercially raised beef, if at all, I don't even think it even contains any omega-3 fatty acids because of what it eats. And it's also a lot more inflammatory, and it has a lot more fat in it as well when you are commercially raising beef. So then you also have to worry about different hormones and antibiotics also used in that process. And if you are an animal lover like myself, you also want to have meat that you know was ethically raised. So pasture raised meat that, you know, animals that were treated well in their lifetime. So just something to think of. And back to the omega-3 content in grass-fed beef, we need more omega-3s in our diet. And if you have arthritis, omega-3s have been proven to decrease inflammation and pain at levels of 3 to 5 grams per day. So I really encourage you to take a very good quality fish oil supplement with omega-3s of 3 grams to 5 grams per day. But you can also get a lot of those omega-3s if you're eating grass-fed and grass-finished beef. So grass-fed, grass-finished beef has better nutrition in it, and it's also more ethically sound if you are an animal lover than commercially raised beef. So just something to think about. And again, when it comes to veggies and having arthritis or another autoimmune condition, you want to be getting a lot of vegetables. So you want at least half of your plate to 3/4 of your plate to be vegetables, at least half non-starchy vegetables like the cabbages, the broccolis, the cauliflowers, things like that. And then have some starchy vegetables too, like sweet potatoes or varying different squashes of your choice. So Vegetables are super, super important because they have many nutrients, micronutrients that our bodies need. And when we are struggling with pain and inflammation, our body is often dealing with nutrient deficits. So it's really common to have vitamin and mineral deficiencies when we are ill with arthritis or another autoimmune condition. So it's really, really important that we are getting proper nutrition. So supplements are a great addition to helping you, have that safety net for your nutrition. But when you're eating proper food, your body is absorbing nutrients a lot easier from food than it is from your supplements. So supplements are not a replacement for eating vegetables, just so you know. And like I said, if you don't like vegetables, please try some different recipes. Please try to cook them in a different way. One seasoning that I always tell my clients about, and this is what I use on all my roasted vegetables because it's so good. It is called Herbamare. And I'm not an affiliate for them, but I should be because I love their product so much. It is in a green cylinder. They do have a spicy version as well, but because we're eliminating certain spices in my program initially, we are sticking to the green cylinder. Again, it's called Herbamare. It is a sea salt seasoning blend, essentially, and it's got all joint-friendly approved seasonings in there. So it's got garlic, it's got onion, it's got a whole bunch of different dehydrated vegetables. It tastes amazing, and it's so good on roasted vegetables. I actually look forward to eating my vegetables because of this seasoning. So there you go. I could go on and on about this, but thank you guys for watching. Like I said, I just really want to share some of these favorite recipes with you every week because it is so important to see that it's not hard to do. Yes, there are maybe some switches with different ingredients initially that you are just learning about, but I can help you with that. And it's easy to find. You might have to order some things online. That's okay. Once you have these things in your pantry, it's becomes so much easier. It's just about collecting recipes and trying them out, finding ones that you really like that you want to put into your regular meal rotation, just like you would with any other meal prep, right? So I just want to inspire you and let you know that this does not have to be hard. It can be super, super simple, and give it a try. And let me know in the comments below if you give it a try. Tell me what you think. I would love to know. All right, you guys, have a wonderful rest of your week and weekend. And Casey and I will be back on Tuesday. All right, take care, guys.